on here for Seconds Out with British Boxing Hall of Famer Joe Gallagher in London. Joe, great to see you. No, I can't raise your eyebrow. That's very well deserved. I've got to give the accolade to you. How you doing?
Yeah, not too bad, thanks you.
Yeah, all the better for speaking to you, Joe. Lawrence Okolie out at heavyweight, moving up from cruiserweight and bridgeweight. How's he looking in terms of his debut?
Yeah, no, listen, it's exciting times for Lawrence. Obviously, it was a big step up last year, moving up to bridgeweight. He had a fantastic performance to win that WBC belt in Poland. And now he's back at heavyweight. He wants to become a three-weight world champion. And he's in good shape. The mindset you heard from him today is in a good place. He's up against a very lively opponent, 18 wins, 30 knockouts, only the one loss. And that's what you really need when you want to step up into the heavyweight division. Someone who across the way from you, looked a bit bigger than Lawrence, has that little bit of fear factor about him, can punch, and that's what you want from Lawrence. There's no point coming to the heavyweights and not really having the fear or the nerves or the energy going around you. And I think Lawrence will have that on the night, and that's where we'll see the best Lawrence.
Heavyweight is certainly a division where you don't have to make the limit, of course, but you can be way up there in terms of the weight there. What weight will Lawrence be at, can you say, and how much of a factor do you think that will be?
Yeah, no problem. Lawrence's best performing weight up to now that we've had him in the gym and sparring has always been around the 17 stone mark, 17.2 mark. So that's where Lawrence may be, a couple of pounds maybe more, but in and around that weight, that's where he's been good. Good feet, good energy, good punching, good punch output. And I think that's the weight in and around that best suits Lawrence Okolie.
Would it be fair to say that Lawrence, cruiserweight level and bridgeweight level, the power was shown there, but heavyweight, it might not be as big of a factor. You have to show his boxing skills as well too. That will see him through to victories, not just the power, but the boxing as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like I say, I feel Lawrence is Lawrence. Obviously, he spoke about his power and that, but there's so much more for it. He's coming on. There's certain old school fighters that we're watching, we're studying fights, things, and it's still an education for him. I just say the heavyweight division is a different division than most divisions in world boxing, and you're ranging from fighting fighters from 16 stone up to 20 stone. Some are big, strong, use the weight. Some have got a good boxing IQ. Some are fleet-footed. So you really do have to have a whole set of tools to deal with each heavyweight. But Lawrence is an Olympian and he's got good boxing experience as an amateur, and we need to bring some of them qualities back into his heavyweight campaign.
Let's get some updates from the gym. You've told me that you've got some trouble in the form of Nelvy, heavyweight that you're working with. How good can Nelvy be?
Oh, Nelvy is over from Germany at the moment. We're doing a little bit of work together. Yeah, he's a very exciting fighter. He got a bronze medal at the Olympics, lost to Jollilov, who's at the 17-0 heavyweight. And there's something there that just really grinds with me. You've got a pro there, 17-0, and he was in the heavyweights final. It's like, you're pro, why did you leave it? You denied other fighters, never especially a chance of winning an Olympic gold medal. But that's by no means. He's a good fighter. He's well known. I think that some people don't really know he's beat Fraser Clark as amateur, beat Delicious Ore twice, beat him some really good fighters. So he's one to watch, and he's come over doing a bit of work, and we'll see what the future holds.
Jack Massey, how is he, and when is he likely next to be out?
Yeah, Jack's all loved up. He's just come back from the honeymoon from the Maldives after his fight with Jai Opetaia, who's a class fighter. I knew we'd see the best Jai Opetaia in that fight after his fight beforehand. He brought his dad back on board, and he's a really good fighter. And like I said to Jack afterwards, there's world champions and then there's world champions. You talk about your New Age, your Canelos, your Lomachenkos, Usyk, are your world champions, elite world champions. And I'd say Opetaia in that type of class of a fighter as well. So there's no shame in that.
Natasha Jonas, when's her date? Has she got a date?
$1 million question. Last time out she was in January. She was due to her 40th this year before her 40th birthday in June. That hasn't really happened. Then she was told there was a date in September, October. She's been in the gym all year. And the poor girl, now we're in November and we've still got no date. And here we are, and a world champion, 40 years of age, and she's just been like, I try and say to Tasha, it's like a horse that's just won the Grand National, and you go and lock it up for a year, then you expect it to come out and perform as good as you did in the Grand National without any meetings or any races before it. And no, there's not nothing at the moment. There's been talks of fighting Hazaban. That fight's been agreed, and that's the fight we've been told we were fighting for the last 3, 4, 5 months. It hasn't happened yet, and we'll just wait and see. And it's a shame really, because I think there's a real good little series there of Natasha versus Habazan for them two fighters, and Lauren Price versus Michaela Mayer for the other two fighters. Obviously, Natasha beat Michaela. Would love that rematch. But I just think the winner of Lauren Price, who isn't she's a world champion, but yet to have a big name, while we fought Habazan, if she fights Michaela Mayer, the winner of that fight, then the winner fights the winner of Natasha and Habazan, and then Tasha beat Lauren, or Natasha versus Michaela Mayer, the rematch. It's such a bigger and a better fight. I don't think them people seem to be seeing it the same way that I am. So listen, we'll wait and see what happens with Tasha. But Tasha knows, and I've asked her for the last 3 or 4 months just to retire now, finish with the sport. You don't need to be doing this no more. You've achieved everything you need to achieve, and she's got a good job with Sky, and just hang up your gloves and walk away. The way you're being treated and disrespected in the last 11 months is shocking, to be fair.
Strong words, Joe. I appreciate you giving me that insight.
It's not strong. I think if I said to anybody, she fought in January, and you asked the people who are involved, why is your world champion, who's boxer of the year last year, not had a fight all year, and we're in the month of November? That's a terrible way to treat somebody. Any champion, male or female.
Fair enough. I completely understand your point of view. I want to get your point of view as well too. I'm not saying I don't disagree with it.
I find people very hard to disagree with that anyway.
Yeah, I agree with you, Joe. I want to get your thoughts on the latest breaking development regarding Conor Benn. He's put out a statement last night. It says that he's cleared to fight, cleared of any wrongdoing. UKAD have since put out their own statement to say that they're going to consider their position here. What do you make of that statement, and what do you make of the current situation regarding Conor Benn?
Oh, so as far as I was unaware of the UKAD one. What I was aware of, Conor had put his on. Was it the National Doping Panel? Yeah, someone else has just come into the stream. So that's their saying, but I hadn't heard from the board, or I hadn't heard from UKAD. So
the board have also said that they're considering their position. Not much in the statement. It's just I've just been given that as well. But
okay. So the thing is it's quite complex really, because you're thinking to yourself then, well, if they're saying that Conor Benn's done no wrongdoing, well, I'm sure Conor Benn and team have got to start looking to be suing people. There's an awful lot of money lost in the last 2 years. Some people say, has Conor Benn allegedly served a silent ban, because it's conveniently run out for 2 years now, and now they're saying there's injury. So I think people are being very careful in what they're doing and what they aren't doing, and listen, we'll soon see how it comes out in the watch. But for Conor Benn to say that he's been found of doing no wrong, then I expect the natural reaction for him, his team and everyone else to be going after everyone that's lost in money over the last 2 years.
Do you feel that more information needs to come out from Conor Benn's side, not just to put the statement out to say that we've been cleared of any wrongdoing, but give the reasons as to why this was the failed test happened in the first place?
Yeah, well listen, that's Conor Benn's side of it, but the people who are in charge of this, whether it's British Border Control or UKAD, VADA, whoever, they're the ones that have got the evidence of a failed test. There's, I don't know, was the B sample done?
I don't think we got information as to the B sample.
Yeah, so we were all waiting on, was the B sample done? So if there was 2 samples, A and the B sample are done, then UKAD and National Doping were right to suspend him and banning them. But if there wasn't, why is it took 2 years then? Because when everyone could resolve it by doing a B sample, and that hasn't happened. So yeah, it's the powers that be, UKAD. You know, if UKAD had got to admit, yeah, he's cleared to box, so he did no wrongdoing, the wording of it, they've got to leave themselves to being sued then. So did he fail or not? I'm sure UKAD will go, well, he failed a B sample, so what we've done is that we've allegedly or rumoured to have given him a silent ban for emotional with Conor, then not to lose any sponsorship deals, what he may have, or when mud thrown, it's stuck sometimes. I don't know, it's so complex, and everyone has to be a little bit careful in how the wording of it. But I've always said, well, was the B sample produced? And if it was, then hence why Dave Motion went, right, the B sample has failed that, and that's why he's not boxed for a while. But it's took you 2 years for this process to come to this point now. And if he's found no wrongdoing and UKAD was wrong, that's hard for them to admit they're wrong if they've generally, first of all, said we've got a sample here. So what was in the sample? The whole lot. There's a right bunch of rabbit holes everyone can start going down here, and at the end of the day we just want to know, did he fail it? Did he fail the B sample, and has he served a 2-year ban? If he hasn't, then they're leaving themselves, them and the board, to be sued.
Joe, I've just got a couple more questions, but my battery's about to run out. Let me just grab another back. Joe, I've just got a few more questions for you, and they involve the heavyweight division outside of Lawrence Okolie, and that is, first of all, the big rematch between Usyk and Fury. Tyson Fury has come out and said he feels like he was in great nick for the first fight, but that wasn't him. That wasn't a true version of him. Maybe a bigger version. The ones that came in against Wilder the second and third times are the real version of him, and that's the one that we're going to see in the second fight. Do you feel that one beats Usyk?
Well, on the performance of the first one with Tyson and all the problems that he's downplayed an awful lot there. Tyson has come out recently and said about personal issues before the fight week, not being able to spar as much because of the cut and the sake of like if the fight didn't go ahead, all them problems. That's a lot of pressure and a lot of mental pressure, and he's still only lost by 1 point in a very close fight. So if we can get a Tyson Fury over there, no personal issues, his wife in good condition, healthy, there to support him, his training camp gone well, sparring gone very well. Who's not to say Tyson Fury is going to do it, and we all know what Tyson's like in a rematch. Usyk is a very good fighter, he adapts well, and he's sure Tyson will come with a different game plan. But I just do feel Tyson Fury this time, a clear head, clear mind, fully focused Tyson Fury, he'll get the job done this time.
Clear corner as well too. It's come out, I think Andy Lee said on Boxing Scene, and Tyson's confirmed as well too, it's going to be the same corner, but Sugar Hill is going to be the one clear, consistent voice. Is that the signals, the things that you want to hear from that corner going into that rematch?
Yeah, of course it is. Of course it is. And as a coach and number one in the corner, that's what you want. I can understand how that went in the last time fight. Obviously Tyson's hurt, people close to him know the situation that he was involved in personally. His dad was in the corner. Then you have the boxing side of it with Andy Lee, he's involved in, and everyone cares for Tyson around. That's what everyone was saying everything because they cared and what to do the best for him. He was in a little bit of trouble, yet they were still so close on pulling it around. So people's emotions are heightened and they can't help themselves because they weren't trying to do the wrongdoing. They just thought what was the best thing to do at the time. They had one round to go and they wanted to make sure he could get it and make sure that he won it because there was still a good chance, and the scorecards proved that. And he did well coming back from the rocky period that he had to finish the fight very well and very strong. So yeah, I think that the well-experienced individuals, and I'm sure on fight night it'll all go to plan this time.
After the fallout between Joshua and Dubois, firstly I want to focus on Daniel Dubois, who is the rightful winner. He's got to defend his belt against a voluntary opponent that opens up the fighters in the rankings. Seems to be the front runners at the moment. Zhang, Joe Park has been talked about, but who do you feel is the right person who should be in the opposite corner? The good test for him in this defence.
It's hard, Daniel Dubois, because usually as a world champion, you win, you get your big moment, you get, I wouldn't say a gimme, but you get like a coming home, a defence, a celebration, a party fight. I don't think Daniel Dubois knows an easy fight, very from a young career. Obviously, his fights with Joyce, then he fought Miller and Hrgovic, and then he's going to beat Anthony Joshua. So some say while you're in form, like a goal scorer, keep going, keep rolling the dice, keep rolling the dice. It would have been nice for him to have a fight, celebrated as a heavyweight champion, and then before moving on. But if they're going to put fighters in front of him, obviously he's beat Hrgovic. Joseph Parker's done very well. He's had good wins. Chang's had a good win. Do you know what I mean? There's some good fighters for him. I think for the British people who they know Joseph Parker, they know his performances, how he's done, and I think he's earned it, Joseph. So I think there's Kabiel as well, very dangerous. I think he's the person that really everyone seems to be avoiding. But Martin Okolie is another one. But they're tough fights, tough nights. Martin Okolie, Daniel Dubois, what a fight that would be. But that needs to be, that's a headline act itself, and yeah, it's a hard night. Whoever they pick, I'm sure it's got to be a hard fight. And I think Daniel Dubois will still turn up in the mindset that he has for his previous fights, where it's Hrgovic, Anthony Joshua. It's a shame it's not Anthony Joshua. We can see the reasons why Anthony Joshua isn't got to be out. He's just got to sit there, see what happens with Fury and Usyk. Fury wins, there's a big fight. Everyone wants, they'll wait for Usyk till the end of the year. Usyk might retire. If Fury loses, Fury AJ, still the big British fight that they can do Wembley, May, June time. Not heard anything, but looking as an outsider, looking in, that'd be the type of fight that they'd be looking at, and we get that done. The winner of that then would have the trilogy with Usyk, whether it be Fury, whether it be Anthony Joshua. So yeah, it's just a shame for AJ. I feel for AJ, it's a shame that he's an out, similar to what I was saying about Daniel Dubois. Have a fight quickly. Everyone will say you can have a gimme, it was a bad knockout, get back on the horse, fight in December, and then be out then. Everyone, because really he's just sitting on his last loss. We know how much he overthinks AJ, and he's just looking at video reels and highlights of his last fight, and you really want to get back on the horse, get that win and get that fight and put that loss to Daniel Dubois to the back. and concentrate on getting a win, moving forward to the next big fight.
So you answered my question, my follow-up question in that as well too. That's all I have. Thanks for speaking to Seconds Out, sir. Good to speak to you again as well.
No problem.